Alright, good evening everyone, welcome to the stream! Hello Dig, hello Mika, hello Kobez, and hello Arc of Turris! Thank you so much for the follow there, I appreciate that very much. Very nice to meet you, I hope you're doing well. As I hope you're all doing well. Asterix!
Hello Aqua, but I must apologize.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! I swear if you're about to do what I think you're about to do, I'll lose it. I won't know what to do, but thank you so much for the resub. I very much appreciate that. Good to see you. My kind words are that it's very nice to see you, Mika, and I'm happy to have you here. Oh, for earlier? Is it for the wacky ball or whatever, the zany ball? I forget the name. That was fun though, even if you were targeting me and I know it. You were going after me. Dig, don't you dare say those words in my chat. Hello, Ravity, good to see you too! Hello, good to see everyone here! I'm excited because I realized I stopped off in the middle of a trial in my last Ace Attorney session, so I'm like, oh, depending how long the next bit is, I could finish the first game in the duology tonight, which is very exciting. We'll see though, maybe it'll be a super long trial, but I'm like, unless there's like multiple breaks in this trial, it is absolutely possible that I could make it through to the end, at least of the first game. This game it sure is a a duology series, so even after I finish this first game, there will be another for me to play, so that'll be fun. I'm glad to know that I can still spend time with these characters and stuff, because I've really enjoyed this game so far. I really like the setting, I really like the improvements it's made on the Ace Attorney formula, so I'm really excited to just, be like, oh hey, there's more, it's not the end. It was me guilty? No, I would never. Was it actually you, Asterix? Was it you? I cannot believe you people. The fact that you do this to me. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. I need to start up the game to stop thinking about this. Otherwise I'll go crazy, I'll go wild, I'll go savage. You don't want to see me like that. Ah, alright. This is fun because I actually don't remember. Oh, right. I did, the summation examination last time. So we managed to overturn that initial guilty verdict for Gina. So we're following up based on that. So I guess let's keep going. Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. Well, thank you very much for being honest, Asterix. I appreciate that. Oh, poor Inspector, stuck up here with them. I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination. Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov, I did. Mr. and Mistress Skulkin. Gar, blimey! This is going to be hard work. It is. These two are not ideal witnesses by any means. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks. Well, it was Bedlam Sunez, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out me Lucy lockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers. You won't let him into here? Is it because you know I'll ban him? Because I will. I'm all-powerful here in this stream. You cannot stop me. Car, blimey! On the night in question. You know I will? Good. Whoa! Dig, did you get in early? Hello, Essie! Hello, Raiders! Welcome! Running in with the 55-gallon of lube raid! Wow, good for you! I have no idea what that's about, Essie. Can you please explain the 55 gallons of lube to any viewers who were not watching your stream earlier? Let me give you a shout out. Essie, your pal.
Hydrate.
Yes, Essie just came from a wonderful stream where she was deciding on throne gifts based on community, you know, based on community suggestions. But yes, hello Essie, hello Dig, hello Rights Out, hello Blair, let's see, hello Karama. Oh, good to see you guys. And let's see, Riri, thank you so much for the resub. I will hydrate in 1 second. And Jambut's VO and Blair, thank you guys so much for the follows. I appreciate it very much. How are you guys doing? Did you enjoy the rest of, Name That Tune with Essie? Because I was enjoying it when I was able to be there. I was sad I had to hop out right before the ending, but I did really enjoy Essie's anime MIDI files. I think that was very fun. There we go, I had my hydrate. I think I left off around when you were playing Sonic music. Sonic Underground. Right, yes, go get something to eat, Rights Out. Please do. For any new viewers who do not know me, hello, my name is Aqua Sereni. I am a mermaid VTuber. I am part of the Ocean District of Prismaria, part of the same group that Essie is in. And I am here, I traded my brain cells for legs. And I'm here to play games. Tonight we are playing the Great Ace Attorney, which is a prequel to the core Ace Attorney series. And we are on Trial 5, which is the final case of the first game in the duology. Fair warning for anyone who may be interested in this game's story, but has not had a chance to play it yet. But yeah, Ravity, why would you scalp me like this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, nice to meet you, any new viewers. I also have this toggle. Love to see it. Thank you for the channel points. Now I have to spend the next few minutes like this. A very good way to end my introduction. I think it really sets the tone here, It really lets people know what they're in for, and I think that's really important, It's very, very important. People should not be blindsided by what is to come. Alright. God, how was your stream though, Essie? Did you have fun? Please tell me about it. I'm going to keep reading the game, but I will always stop to chat. You rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We've never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out? Shocked face? There we go. That's what happens when I'm shocked. That's how my model does it. What a great time. You love streaming and when you take a break, coming back is always so fun. Yeah, it's always so great to have you back, Riri. Or, have you back, Essie. My brain is, like, not processing tonight. I saw Riri's little emote pop up and then my brain went, yeah, we're talking to Riri right now. You today too? Hell yeah, no brain cells bitches game. Rise up. Rise up. It's a good thing I'm doing a heavy reading stream. This'll definitely go great. You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth. No, Ace Attorney, witnesses will never do such a thing. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentleman, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. Poor Essie. You're really in struggle mode out here. Same here. Even emotes are against you. Listen, it's annoying how they have to have the precise, like, you know, just the preciseness. Ah! I almost dropped my Joy-Con. Oh, grasp it firmly. A thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, Gov. We hear ya. We'll blab quick. We'll squeak. We'll peach. Alright, let's get a new testimony. Illegal entry, the whole truth. We'll see about that. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. Yes, go and have a snack and a drink, please, Essie. Have a good rest after streaming. It would be more annoying if it didn't need accuracy. I mean, true, I guess that'd be you would end up misspelling and like... Yeah, that's true, that's true. You make a good point, Dig. I can see how that would be a pain. It was when we heard the gunshot, see? Made us supposed to jump and all that stuff went flying. Mommy, it didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shoot would come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scarpered straight into him in the black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We'd never even had a chance, did we? So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question. Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. Oh, I can put my wig back on, yay! The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all. Yeah, you guys ain't so tough. We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't you make us sound a bit more cutthroat? It can't just be coincidence that these men showed up at Windibank's that night. Oh, thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri. I will take a sip of my iced tea. There we go. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. La Cricera! Let's grab him. Let's get my little guy. Whoops. I almost misspelled Cricera. There he is. Love him. Yeah, they want to be bad people. They want to be tough thieves. Okay, let's dig through this testimony. Alright. Time to... Actually, let me double check my evidence. Make sure I know what I've got here. Preheating the oven, got a snack? What kind of snack do you have? Let's see. Yeah, there's the cat on the back. Is this? Actually, let me... Okay. Appears to have used the back of this photograph to write out a redemption ticket. He's written it very neatly, but still, perhaps he ran out of paper, so had to use anything he had to hand. Yes, so one small box for 10 shillings on 13th of... I was deposited 13th of February. Deadline was 13th of April. It's hard to know what's the front and what's the reverse side now. Alright. Then... Okay, we have Gina's representation papers. The pawnbroker's ticket. This is the one with the bit of blood on it. Then... let's double check. Okay, yes, this one was for the coat. The blood samples. Yep. Okay, yes, the blood on that belonged to Thrice-Fired Mason. And then, yeah, this is Pop Windibank's blood, and we don't know who this green blood belongs to yet. Let's see, the manuscript for Iris's story. I'm gonna double check. It's strange that they would let us examine this. I guess Susato's not here with us now. Do you have anything to say about it, Iris? That's right, I used Daddy's notes to write it. I think it's a great story. I don't know why Hurley's forbidden me to publish it. No, it's strange, isn't it? Perhaps it's a problem with the title? Perhaps Mr. Sholmes is a family friend of someone who has that name or something? Well, it doesn't have quite the same ring to it, but I could change it to the Hound of the Naruhodos. I'm fairly sure that Mr. Sholmes is a friend of someone who has that name too. Oh, Iris. Okay, the case notes from the McGilded case. Right. Oh, right, this is just 2. So yeah, found dead in the omnibus. Then, yeah, McGilded was trialed. And then, yeah, surprise fourth witness's testimony acquitted him. Then, yes, the paper has the pawnbrokery break-in on the front, and then on the bottom it's like foreign politics. Are you sure they're friends, Rinosuke? So true. Okay, autopsy report. Time of death was April 16th from 1 to 1:30. Single bullet. No other signs of trauma. And it was an instant death from bullet wound to the heart. Bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising trajectory. So assumedly it was somebody short. Okay, it's the picture of the crime scene. The floor pan. Yep, makes sense. Let's see, the 2 guns. This is the one Gina was holding, single discharge, and the Skulkin Brothers gun had a single discharge as well. Then the photograph of Gina right before. Alright, have a good little break, Mika. See you in a bit. And then yes, post-shooting, where we notice things have been moved slightly. We have the stereoscope. Yep, this is definitely more complex. Okay, now that I've reviewed my evidence, I'm ready to press these guys and look for contradictions. If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. A bad lawyer compared to Rinosuke. Man, that's funny considering that they're both just flying on the seat of, like... They're just, like, barely making it through either way. Both of them. Well said, Ringo, me old China. We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done and landed yourselves in even more trouble. Yeah, I'm really invested in figuring out this overarching story. I'm like, what on earth was going on with McGilded and all of this? That's rotten luck, says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up. Sorry. Okay, heard the gunshot, and you both jump and all that stuff went flying. So what you're saying is... The sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter? Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah? This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up at that bane. Big Brevier screamed like a bloomin' baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. That got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over the picture frame, what knocked over them scales on the floor. You've really mastered working quietly then. I like their outfits too. I think they look like an old-timey Wario and Waluigi. What a racket! Me granny would have been scared back into her grave at a clatter like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. It was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam! Oh, Gregson, what are you thinking, dude? Excuse me. I love how polite Runosuke is. It's so funny. Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony? Dig, are you happy to see Gregson and his infinite fish and chips? You seemed to react just now at what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I won't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. I agree. I think I know he does say objection, but if during cases like this where somebody else on the stand reacts, he says, excuse me. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for a questioning last night, and the statement they gave told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it? You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it? Tell us. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, fellas? If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it. Yep, it's all coming back to me now. Now you remember, huh? Oh, then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs. I do find it interesting that Van Zieks seems to want them to give their whole testimony. You know? I feel like I'm used to when prosecutors are kind of annoyed and be like, no, don't say anything more. Obviously there's the odd case where it happens, but it is unusual and it makes me curious why Van Zieks is thinking that in this case. Right you are, Gov. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Gimme that gun!" Oh? So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously? We did, Gov, we did! Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we've heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all. Oh? If you don't want to get shot... Give me that gun! What? Bam! Kinda thing. A career in acting tragically missed. And wherever the voice is coming from, could you tell? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. Me too, it was very good acting. If they turn over a new leaf, they should join a troupe. From the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windibank. On me granny's life, of course it was! On his granny's life, of course it was! It doesn't mean as much when it's not your own granny's life. So, that would mean... that you both knew Mr. Windibank and the sound of his voice. It's their special posing. So that would mean what? Oh, good point, Ryunosuke. What, Nash, what? Any ideas? Hi, Actual Lizard, how are you doing today? Nice to see you. Welcome into the stream. Yes, Council, indeed it would. Nah. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke and all the fancy clobber's giving us the evil eye? They're scared of Simpansiks. I like that. If you value your lives, we will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On me Granny's life it is. On his Granny's life it must be. Again, it doesn't mean as much when you're not swearing on your own Granny's life. It's a good job his Granny's dead. To summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor. You make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tied it up like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it. The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl.
Hold it!
You're saying that Mr. Windibank had a gun in his hands. Oh yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? The two of them waving guns at each other. Must have got pretty heated. I'm like, no, there was only one gun in the room, and how did you know that? I know, isn't it? Aren't their names basically Apple and Peach or something like that? If I'm remembering correctly, it's Apple and something else, some other fruit. Or is it Apple and Pear? Pear would make sense with the green. I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say if you don't want to get shot. Yeah, one has no chin and the other has all the chin. I like it, it's fun. Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you could say. Mr. Windibank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a billet in someone's head if required. Nash stole it from Ringo. That someone being himself, of course. Good grief, extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. But Betty wished he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Gimme that gun!" And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot. It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Gimme that gun! Bam! Kind of thing. Yes, a career in acting very tragically missed. Then we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we done a slapdash job tidying the place up. Their animations are really good. Okay. So I'm guessing we are going to present some evidence here. Because if I remember right, in this, yeah, he does not have the gun in this photograph. So maybe that's what we can use? I have to double check. That is my immediate thought. I'm like second guessing myself, but I think I should just go for it, and if I'm wrong, I will think about it. Oh good, the music stopped. Yay, a relief. You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun, is that correct? That's it, Gov. You've got the picture. I sure do. Yes, it Nash? Yes, no question. And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windibank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection!
Oh, shit. You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? Oh. I didn't think about that either. Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken at a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel. Yeah, that's right. Too right, Nash, too right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh? Hardly likely. No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. No!
Sloppy.
Sloppy. Yeah, they did say he always had it on his counter. My guess is it looks like Gina has the gun. Ugh. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel, and heed my earlier warning, witnesses. A skulkin's never skulkin'. Well, at least that didn't take it like a point from us. Man, they really stopped the music to make me think that I was doing okay. Welcome back, Mika! Let's see. Two guns. That's too many guns. Let me see. I'm gonna press the rest of this. Yeah, good one, Lizard. So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then? Not on your life. It went deathly quiet after that, it did, but the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, weren't it? No way that was opening. Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe. It was, Gov, it was! From the inside! Right, so we've had no way of what was going on in there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Oh, it's Micah? Thank you for the correction, I will remember that. Like through the keyhole, or a spy hole, perhaps. Don't ring no bells, no light, no lights. We've had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day... we'll really cut the mustard. Please, cut it out. Poor Gregson. But as we know, behind that door is the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Well, there was that one way we saw in. Gina was in there unconscious, with the gun in her hand. To confirm, it would be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom. That's right, Gov, that's right! Couldn't have if we wanted to. I want to double check the floor plan. I don't know if this proves that there was like a way to see through the door. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Gina's been framed. I just need to figure out how to prove it. Yeah, the mouse did it. Yes, whereupon you fire a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, yeah, he was a bit hasty there. We was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up. If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand. Good advice, miss, good advice. Truth be told, me mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. Mental note made, miss. She makes a point. She makes a good point. After that, we legged it down the street, but apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers or summit, so they clapped the darbies on us like winking. And after you'd been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct? Well, yeah. But listen, that proves it, done it, eh? Yeah, she is not playing around.
Hold it!
This is also a strong statement. That could be something that could contradict if I could figure out the evidence. And why should we believe that? What? Well, because it's true, innit? The place was totally empty when we went in. At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windibank. Correct? You got it, mister. Down to a T. So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windibank. Is that really true, I wonder? Okay, is there some way that's it? That's the full extent of their testimony. What is it, Runo? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired. Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It is nothing more than a feeling, though. I've no proof to support it. Well, feelings can be very logical at times. That's true. Sorry? People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in, and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you describe. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why. That's all. I think you should trust your instincts. Iris, thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. No, she's too mature. Alright, let me see. Is there anything I can use here? I kind of want to bring up the idea that, like, there was only one gun found in the room, so it would make sense for her to, like, say, give me that gun if you don't want to get shot, you know? Oh, and have a good night, Riri. It was good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will talk to you later. Yeah, that is the one thing I can think of. Tricky. This is tricky. I'm trying to use so much brain power. Just want to double check if there's any extra info about the gun when I examine it. That might be relevant here. Yeah. Yeah, only one bullet. That does bring up that it's usually on his counter. I could try this. I'll give it a shot. I don't know.
Objection.
Not right. Oh, let me see. I need to think about this more. Yeah, there's nothing striking about it. It's fine. No! Okay. Let's try and think about this again. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, what gun was he holding? I could save real quick just to make sure that it isn't being picky about which line exactly. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. I'll give it a try. I saved. Okay. Well. Listen, I'm nervous. Shh, we're cheating. We're cheating. We're doing some cheating. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone that I'm cheating. It's a secret. It's a secret. Okay. Basically, it sounds like there's also a lot of focus on the idea that, like, have they really never met Mr. Windibank, you know? So I'm just like, Dig, no! Okay, I'm gonna look more closely. Let's see. Is that his gun that she's holding? Let me see. Okay, yes, that is Windibank's gun. So... let's see, is there anything else to notice here that might not have been? Well, I'm just making that assumption based on him saying, if you don't want to get shot, give me the gun. But also, it's kind of up in the air if he even actually said that. Because I know with, like, his whole shtick was holding the gun up to his own head. I feel like a twist here might be that Gina was the one who actually said that. You know? But, you know, because she was trying to, like, take the gun from him, be like, give me the gun if you don't want to get shot. Like, trying to stop him. But I'm like, Yeah, they're claiming it based on the voices alone. And we're kind of questioning, like, how do they know it's his voice? Let's see, you have it right, we was thinking the shooter would come out the door and get us next. Okay. Let's see. Never even had a chance. They also brought up the idea that, like, there was no way to, like, look or go inside of the storeroom. But, like, we know from where we peeked in that, like, that there is a way to peek in. I'm just trying to figure out what, like, the evidence for that would be. Does it show? Does it show in the photos? Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, you can clearly see. I'm gonna try presenting that. I'm gonna see if that works out. Okay, I'm gonna give that a shot. Okay. I'm gonna see if that's it. Okay, Gina was there unconscious. Yeah, they made a big point of confirming that. Okay, let's try presenting that photograph that shows.
Objection.
Oh, dang it. Dang it! I was really hoping that'd be it. Doing anything fun for Halloween? I might be doing a little Halloween stream with some other members of Prismaria and other friends, but we'll see. I don't think we've hammered out the details of that quite yet, but if it's happening, that'll be a lot of fun. Whoops, I didn't mean to go all through that. Let's see. Let me think. Every now and then I run into one of these cross-examinations that gets me a little bit stuck. I'm like, I need to actually think about this. Oh no, I did it again! I was not actually looking as I scrolled through. Let me see. At least I can speed through the dialogue. Let's see, I'm not gonna actually present against this line, but I wanna look. Let's see. Maybe the autopsy report, because it says the bullets from behind? That wouldn't have made sense for this scenario they're describing, right? Hmm. Let me think here. Let me think about this. Let me see. Trying to think. I think. On the third statement, I can try. I'm pretty sure I did, but I can try it again. The clown testimony in the original games did this too. Oh, I hate thinking about that clown. I hate him so much.
Objection.
Yeah, no, that ain't it. Let's see. I hate that clown. That case sucked. I hate him. I hate that clown so much. He's genuinely the worst. Like, actually. God. Let me see. See, I feel like statement 3 is the one that we should, like, present to. Because that is the one that we had to, like, pursue to get. And usually, the way this works... Oh! This would show that he didn't have a gun when he got killed, right? Right? Am I stupid? Because that was... We didn't get a penalty for showing this photograph. But they're like, oh, it's too early, you don't know?
Objection.
Oh my god, I swear if this was it all along. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun, is that correct? Oh my god! Oh, I just was not thinking about this right. I should have thought more about how the fact that they were like, oh, he didn't have, this doesn't prove that he didn't have a gun when he was killed, so, but this would, like, help prove that, or at least point to it. That's it, Gov, you got the picture. Yes, Dash, yes, no question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows, and yeah, this was right after. The police came right after, that Mr. Windibank was not holding a firearm of any description. What? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right!
Objection.
What? There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windibank's gun was found at the scene, but not in his hands. In Gina's, which still isn't good for us, but you know. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused hand. I like that the shortest one's on a bench, or like on a box. Yeah, that mole tooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bam! Oh, they meant the one from after the incident, not the one you showed them. I'm dummy. I should have thought more about all of the photographs. That's what I get for not thinking more, like, you know, paying more attention to the obvious hints the game gives me. Oh, kind of thing.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are, right there. If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described it in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, Counsel? You intrigue me, my learned friend, and let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? I mean, I'm gonna double check the history, but... Oh, it's the fact that he was shot in the back! Here, I think I'll go with the autopsy report because that is the one that confirms that it was a wound from the back.
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and this attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. I like to think they're married. Yeah, grah! But it's God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. When he was shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun? Yeah, Mr. and Mr. Something like that might have slipped out. Oh, uh-oh, y'all are in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, you've all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. These witnesses always be lying. Why they always be lying? Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash, Ordar! 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 Witnesses, explain yourselves at once. Well, the thing is, we weren't supposed to, Oh, it would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replace the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies? Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we, Cut it out, Nash, cut it out! If we blab now, you know what it'll do to us. What who will do to you? Who are they talking about? Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you. Bruv, come on, the game's up. Not a lot of our guts for garters. Yeah, remember the Bailey taking this title a little bit too literally? I feel like if anybody's gonna take that title too literally, it will be Van Zieks himself. This man, like, look at him. He revels in it, I'm sure. In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. Oh, right, they're brothers, and they're not married. Never mind. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Well, do we have to? On pain of death. Sylphie, hello! Welcome to the stream! We flocked to you! Oh my god, look at all the pigeons! I love pigeons! Oh my gosh, hello! Hello, hello! Let me say hello to everybody properly. Brisket Tofu, hello! Ensign 4, hello! Commander Malozi, hello! Ty Helm, hello. Sarah's Reens, hello. Slick McWillie, hello. Rika Kai, hello. Midi Man, hello. And Sylvie, hello. Let me give you a proper shout out. Let me see, Sylvie. And also my shout out message. Oh, you were just also playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Hello! How's your stream? How did you enjoy the game? Please feel free to tell me about it. For all of the new viewers, hello and welcome. My name is Aqua Sereni. I am a mermaid VTuber. I traded my brain cells for legs, and I'm here to play games. You just finished this trial? Oh, that's awesome! I'm working on figuring it out myself. I'm having so much fun. Yes, Ace series is so good. I've been such a long-time fan of it for like over a decade. Oh, and thank you very much. Let me in that case give a proper shout out as well to my art mama, Nana, who did the art, and then my rigger, Fairy Sammy. They did a wonderful job as well. So definitely worth checking them out. Did I spell Sammy's Twitch name wrong again? Oh, Fairy Sammy. Let me grab that properly. Twitch. Let me search. Sammy, where did your account go? It's not showing up for me. Oh, I probably did something silly. Okay, no, I spelled it right. It's just not working. Come on. But yes, if you know now, this is going to be painful for you. Listen! Listen, it's been a little while since I last streamed. All I saw was Ryunosuke calling them Mr. and Mr. And I was like, oh, it'd be funny if they were married. What if they were married, guys? Love wins. And then I was like, oh, right. They're brothers. Listen, it's fine. And Commander Malozzi, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to the stream, and I hope you enjoy your time here. So yeah, I guess in that case, since you guys finished this case, I don't need to give an overview, so I guess we'll keep moving. But yeah, please feel free to keep chatting. Tell me how your stream went, how you enjoyed Great Ace Attorney and this case, and like, who are your favorite characters are. I would love to hear. I love this game, so I just want to talk about it, you know? I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Oh boy. Good taste! I love Cosma and shows! Oh my god! You get it! Oh my god, your taste is so good! I know, I miss Cosima. I miss him so much. Oh my god. Yes, they're the best. Sylvie, you're so cultured and smart, and you understand so many things. I like you so much already. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate being followed by someone with such excellent, perfect taste. It is an honor. Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Yeah, I like that he's stupid. You know, it's an appeal sometimes. Yeah, he's a sweet man. Oh, and Wagahai, that's a very good choice too. Kitties are so good. Yeah, himbos! Like, oh god. I think Kazuma has himbo energy too, because I accept that he's intellectually smart, but also the man thought it would be a good idea to like spend over a month, or like was it multiple months, with his best friend locked inside a wardrobe on a ship to like stow him away. Yeah, the deduction sections are so good. They're some of my favorite parts of this game. It's perfect. Oh my god, he was the craziest for it. He was. I was sitting there, I was like, oh my god, I think we're dating Kazuma. I think we are going out. At the very least, I think he likes us a lot. In the middle of courtroom telling everyone he wants Ryunosuke. Good for him. You know? Once again, love wins. Love is love, I see no difference. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He took me over the counter. What the fuck? I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop, and he threw you over the counter. Well, yeah, sorry. Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably. I don't really know where to go with this information. I'm just like, that was a wild turn. I thought it would be something a lot smaller than that. Just we saw him before we came in. But honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide. Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Okay, let's see what happens when we press all this. Let's see what contradictions we can find. Okay. Yeah, they could have claimed they saw him running into the storeroom or something to admitting to threatening him with a gun.
Hold it!
When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windibank. Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously, but we never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that. The back room being the pawnbrokery's storeroom. Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been. So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises. Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well. But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windibank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived? Because she definitely didn't threaten him in. There was something else going on. Oh, I don't know. Did you see the accused at that time? What, that mole tooler? Couldn't tell ya. No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. Did you believe she was buying the gun herself? You know what, if she was, good for Gina. I respect her. She's great. She's definitely very up there on my favorites list, too. You mentioned that Mr. Windibank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door. Oh, did we? But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he? Yep, that would make more sense. Well, yeah. Was the victim, Mr. Windibank, wielding a gun at the time? Was he ever? Blimey, lummy, a great ugly barrel yats pointing straight at me frontispiece. So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windibank with the gun at that time, is that right? It is, Gov, it is. Spot on. Then all of a sudden he came at us, he did. It was Bedlam! I didn't know who was going for who! I want to, like, see this fight happen. Just all of these characters. You were clearly all going for each other. Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean... Bulk was strong as an ox. He tricked me over the killer! What the heck? I want to see that. Your favorite is Magnus McGilded? No, this is an anti-McGilded stream. Get out of here, Dick! None of that shit. We are anti-McGilded. We hate him here. Yes, I noticed you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too. Well, yeah, of course we did. You knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. Then, who set it back up? That got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked over them scales on the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter. Well, Big Brevier went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in seconds. Let's see, we don't... Yes, she is... Or actually, I would need to see the CG of her holding the gun passed out in the storeroom again to figure out for sure if that's Windibanks. I can't quite remember. And I don't want to say for sure either way unless I can confirm that. Because I don't want to get stuck in either train of thought if I can't remember for sure. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There's a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. Yes! This is Grahatia! Yeah! I love Grahatia! He's the love of my life! He's here! Oh my god, you continue to have the best taste! Oh my god, I love Grahatia so much! I love him so much! Oh my god, let me grab my simping emote too. Look, I even have him in my simping emote. Oh my god! We're brothers in arms. Don't you dare dig. Don't you dare dig. Yes, that's him on my hair. It's him as the autism creature. One of my friends drew it. Dig, I can't believe you would do this. I'm so sorry that all of you have to see this right now. And Copium too? Oh my god, fine, I'll put it on. Dig cheating on points with all his alts. Just to embarrass me in front of raiders. Can't believe you do this. Cannot believe this. Okay, thank you for the copium and the wig redeem. Oh boy. Well, here we are. I'll move Graha off the copium. You look like you're recovering in the hospital. That's dark. Listen, we're not gonna talk about Grahatia having a primordial pouch because he does not have one. That is a falsery that the chat made up. And I will not stand for it. Oh my god. Copy directly from Grahatia. I mean, honestly, yeah. My mental health really is just tied to this one little cat boy, you know? Everything is held up by the single, this single little dancing man. God, welcome to my streams. Hope you all enjoy. Right, I need him to live. Grahatia is my entire will to live. He is everything. He's perfection. There's a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right, when the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Yeah, he is the best boy. Yeah, I am part of an independent VTuber group called Prismaria. You know what, I'm going to even give a specific shout out to my friend Freya, because right now, 3 times a week, Freya is streaming her first playthrough of Shadowbringers. She's there for the first time. I am guesting on there whenever I can to help her out, but yeah, she's working her way through it. She has just finished the Alize questline, and she's starting the Alphino one now. So, she had a lot of feelings about Tesleen. And so if that's something you're interested in, you should definitely check her channel out too. It's been a lot of fun. She has terrible taste in Final Fantasy men though. She's an Asahi simp of all people. And I'm like, please let Shadowbringers give you some better taste, girl. I love you, but we can't live like this. She's very funny, so definitely I would especially recommend checking her out if you like Final Fantasy XIV. They ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Windibank. He did everything he could to protect his shop. Yeah, she hasn't seen enough of Emmett to decide if she's gonna simp for him or not. We're gonna see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I know Emmett taps into some tropes that she really likes though. The thing is, she likes Asahi because she likes dramatic villains. And I'm like, oh, that's Emmett though. That's also Emmett. Man. Shadowbringers is such a time. Okay. I'm just have to gather myself from because I'm just thinking about Freya simping for Asahi is making me lose it again. There's so much to like pull apart there. I want to know what's going on in her brain. Oh, thank God, I can put my wig back on. Graha Tia retrieved it. Thank you, Graha. Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windibank? No, never. I was just, you know. God, their stupid little handshake. He's got a bowl cut. Let me find a picture of him. Let me find a good picture of this little freak. There's so many things wrong with him. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Alright, Uravity. Let me even browse or capture this so everyone can see together. Look at this! Imagine simping for this! This fucking little weirdo. He's gay though, so like that's progressive. Good for him. No, he doesn't. Yeah, Freya's simping for this man. You rank him only slightly above Lolorito. Fair, that's valid. That's valid. You're looking at Freya's man! You're looking at the man Freya's down bad for! And it's like, it's worse off stream. Y'all just have to hear her talk about him on stream where she's restrained. I have to hang out with her off of stream, and that's when she just says whatever she wants. God. Looking out for me, bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in. You think just record her without her permission? Yeah, Essie's almost at acceptance in regards to loving Estinian. Our other friend Essie is also, she is also guesting on the stream. Yeah, they got Einstein! Einstein's there. But yes, Essie Opal does not stream Final Fantasy herself, but she loves playing it, and she is playing through Shadowbringers also for the first time on Freya's stream. She is wonderful. Go tell her about how much she loves Estinian. It'll really upset her, because it's true. She's left, like, in, like, the private Prismaria servers, she's, like, left messages at, like, 4 AM that are just, like, her waking up from a dream about Estinian and writing, like, the most incoherent shit, but you can, like, clearly see that Estinian's name is in there, and then the next day she tries to pretend that she doesn't know what happened or what she was talking about, and it's like, no, we saw it! What the heck happened? So that's my fun story about Essie. There's something about that last remark, something that doesn't quite ring true. I got too distracted with Essie and Estinian. Let me see. Shoved him away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in. I wonder why Mr. Windibank ran away into the storeroom. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun. Yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Windibank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windibank's hands again? I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it? This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it. Okay, I'll remember that. Look, the point is, me and me Bravier. That's right, Nash, that's right, me and me Bravier. We never had nothing to do with them. That's what happened, I swear. You say you had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all! Nothing, Gov, nothing! The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he? Dig. I'll destroy you for bringing that up. Locked it was, from the inside. We know it was because we tried to open it. But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. Ugh. It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could possibly have shot Mr. Windibank? Yeah? Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. I mean, Ringo's shorter. What? What's that look for? From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely. It did? What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. See, they keep insisting because he's part cat, he should have more than 2 nipples. And I disagree. He only has 2, like a person. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe? Yeah, sure. Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Well, there's like the hole in the door, so maybe they shot through that, you know? Are you all right, Runo? I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. I honestly think that the place his body was found might still work, you know? Because he was facing, like, he was down on the floor from, like, behind, like, you know, he was facing away from the door towards the back wall. And so if he was shot from behind through that little, like, kind of hole in the door, I keep forgetting the proper name for it, that could still make sense. Yeah, he just needs to have his back turned, and that's all that matters. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. Okay, so if we're going with what I'm thinking, it would just be like here.
Take that!
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. Well, lives in a hole, a mouse. True, the juror's mouse did it. We already know this. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Okay, I'm so nervous.
Take that!
Ah, please let me be right. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Yeah, too easy. Okay, I got it though, I got it. Continue. Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Yeah, this perspective would make sense. Looking at the stain of blood on the storm floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death. Should have pretended he was outside the building. Which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you were adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom. Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled me gun on him and then he legged it through the door in the back room. If Mr. Windibank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. Oh, that's a good point, too. Oh, that seems so obvious. Why didn't I think of that? That was so much more, like, that's so much more simple than, you know, firing through the hole in the door, the peep. Oh, your cat stepped all over your keyboard terminals, your browser, and turned off your laptop. Listen, that's how cats are. If you're not petting them, then you are in the wrong. Cats always need to be pet. It was precisely at that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Ah! Gah! Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? What did he say? I don't remember. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Ah, poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Ah, your cat knows when you're stressed and wants pets. That's cute. Ah, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. Oh, that's smart! I wouldn't have thought of that. That makes a lot of sense, though. So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Objection!
Hee hee. I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Okay, but answer this. Gina was in there. Gina sees him get shot. She gets scared. She closes and locks the door to protect herself. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? But... What if someone else locked the door? Like Gina! Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Gina! Is that so? Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Gina!
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel, to protect herself. Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please. But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it? It does? Yeah, people don't usually think about looking guilty when they fear for their lives. Like, I bet Iris is about to spit some real shit and say, yeah, if a man with a gun just shot someone in front of you, your first instinct is to protect yourself, you know? Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. My only question then would be, why would she pass out with the gun? You know? Yes, it would. I mean, I guess I could see her taking Windibank's gun to try and defend herself with, but why pass out? That's what I want to know. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bane! Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what have we to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had only just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
Oh. But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it! We ain't, you gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we'd never shoot no one.
Objection!
Objection. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would, because before my own eyes, you shot Herlock Sholmes. Wait, shit, no. They can't have shot both. Only one bullet was fired from that gun. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder. No, it wasn't them. It probably wasn't them. No, there's something else going on here. Either... Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? I should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as a dense forest. One of them is one of the brothers! One of them's the inspector! That was amazing, Bruno. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know, first time ever! And probably the last. Oh, Ryunosuke. We know Sholmes was shot likely sometime after Windibank did? I don't know. I don't know if we have a proper timeline. Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict if not. Oh no. An admirable effort, my learned friend. Oh, what's this now? He's laughing. You find the situation amusing, Lord von Zieks? I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. Oh no, he's about to bring up the one shot. I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. Stop being racist. What? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw? I'm already trying to, like, think 3 steps ahead and be like, okay, how do I still make this work? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord von Zieks, might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. That's what I knew he was gonna do. By George, count bullets! Oh dear. He noticed then. Oh, Iris noticed too. Oh, Iris was just like, you know what, if nobody points it out, I'm not gonna point it out. I respect her for that. Huh? What's everyone talking about? Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime? Yeah. 2. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Wait. We do have this one. If there's a third gun, this can still work. If there's a third gun somewhere, this can still work. I forgot about that until just now. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. Oh, the little hamster in my brain is spinning on his wheel. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appeared to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. But what if I can find a third somehow? Yeah, we don't know whose blood that is. I hate when Von Zieks has a good moment then follows it up with I hate Japanese people. Me too. I really like him as a character other than that. I do. I think it's very funny that Twitch's filters tried to stop you from sending that. But at the same time, I do appreciate that they won't just let somebody say I hate Japanese people in chat. That's a good thing, I guess. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that was the part it highlighted as being not okay. It highlighted I hate Japanese people, and I was like, okay, I see why it caught this, and I'm glad it did. Even though you weren't actually saying that. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windibank. Did the bullet pass through Shams? I honestly can't remember. I'm praying that it did. Oh, we allow that, Dig. We allow that here. Yeah, I had to approve that. No, I had to manually go in and be like, do I allow Dig to say I hate the French? God. Yeah. Yeah, Von Zieks is a good character, he's a lot of fun. And I understand for the time period why he would be so racist. But he still should not be so racist. It would have been so funny if that was allowed. I would have, like, lost my shit. Oh, the message saying Automod noticed it. Oh, okay. That would have been so funny if Automod let it. That would have been honestly the funniest. The Skulkins brothers' revolver. I do have a copium addiction. I need it to get by. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Oh boy. Oh, fine. Alright, the copium's bigger. I have a bigger tank of it now, to last me longer. Yes, indeed it does, a single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago. To be fair, I do need the copium when I'm dealing with situations like this in court. Ah! That these two brothers shot Mr. Herlockshams right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find that if the single bullet was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means... Windibank not shot by same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Ugh. Wag! Oh, Ryunosuke, we're really in it now. I still do appreciate the fact that Iris knew that was a flaw in our argument and just let us go with it anyways. She was like, I'm not gonna say nothing. Order! 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 Oh god. That wine! Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery! Is that where he's flinging it to? It's not just behind him, he's flinging it into the stands? My god! Lord Von Zieks. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She's a past riddled with criminal conduct. No, that should not be part of how this is judged. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond a doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. Oh boy. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Oh, how's this gonna play into things more? The disc. The music box disc. The one that we don't know what it plays. I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think you can just say, please forgive me after tossing wine on someone on purpose multiple times. They just let him get away with this? Come on. No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Spider-Man. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. On my desk first thing in the morning, Parker. Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windibank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. With none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. You would fight him, Micah? Good luck. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. Oh boy. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to the defendant's character. Lord Von Zieks, Inspector Gregson, what? Me too, Renelski, what? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. What's going on? What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Von Zieks at all. Well, let's see if we can use it to our advantage. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions, right from the top! The government bigwigs were insistent. Oh, Von Zieks is trying to expose something here, isn't he? Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed. Bailiff! Okay. What can we do with this now? Let me take a look at it. Okay, let's see here. There's the blood mark. Oh, Runo, look! This is blood! Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Can we test it? Can we add it to our profiles? But it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, I'll hold still with that disc, Runo. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. I like to think about them doing this in the middle of court. That's really funny. What color's it gonna be? Green! Ooh, a lovely bright shade again! Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, green was one of the colors we already had. I'm just gonna double check this for more evidence. And then we're gonna take a look at our blood samples again, but green was the one that was in the calendar, I believe, that we don't know the identity of yet. So that's very interesting that it's on here too. For McGilded. That's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Marino? Yes, or rather, mistakenly defended. I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc. That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Okay. Okay. Let's check the updated blood samples. Yeah. So we have Thrice-Fired Mason, Windibank, and these two unknowns. Interesting. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. Yes, he was the one we were asked to defend to prove we could be a lawyer, and we've pretty much totally confirmed at this point that he probably did kill the man in question and that he rigged the trial, using his wealth and influence. There's nothing more to add. I mean, maybe. Maybe they did. That's something I've been wondering too. What, like, the motive was for giving us his case of all cases. Yeah, a third gun and the one the brothers was given a flesh wound? Maybe. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. You shouldn't rest your case that early into the trial. We ain't done here yet. I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once for all of 5 minutes. I think it was less than that, Runo. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo. My lord, I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer's fully obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Yeah, the state definitely seems to be on McGilda's side, but maybe the courtroom specifically has people trying to get him convicted despite his bullshit. That's possible. Oh no. Very well. The court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability. No!
Guilty.
No!
Guilty.
No!
Guilty.
No!
Guilty.
No!
Guilty.
It was Lord Strongheart. He's the man in charge of, like, lawyers in Britain. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line! I wrote that for Hurley! How dare he use it against us? Oh, Van Zeek's a big Sherlock Holmes fan. Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. Yeah, now we're dramatic. This is fitting. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garadeb's squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. Yeah, this practice has been dead for decades, but we successfully come and do it multiple times each case. Yeah, it's funny. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There's nothing I do not know about guns. Can you help us out, dude? Help us out. Would seem there's little remaining room for doubt. Have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. When that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. God, the whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair, Iris. That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. All Van Zeeks, here's to the truth coming out, eventually. Fruity. Coming out, you say? That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. All right, let's do this. Yes, my lord. Oh boy. Jury examination. Okay.
Hold it!
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? Well, are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon? That's the kind of line that shows Fancy's enjoyment of the spectacle. I'd be surprised if he puts most of these things together himself. Same. I always get the feeling that he's maybe figured a lot of it out before we do, you know? Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal sort through and through, can't deny it. You say that she'd shown she had it in her. Are you referring to this? Exactly. Try to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken? Oh, not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh yes, of course. Yeah, we just had the copy Sholmes made. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find across Europe. This idiot. We still don't know what tune it plays though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. Yeah, he's the best idiot. I want there to be a big conspiracy that the prosecutor was actually on your side and a big convoluted scheme to get McGillen sentenced. I'm not sure that would be in the spirit of the game being a parody of Japanese law. That's true, I'm like, the system being bad is kind of the point of this series. Even if we're not in the Japanese system, like, you know, I feel like this is also pointing out some issues with the more Western, like, British system. McGilded's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. I already did. Don't worry, guys. I'm on it.
Hold it!
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yes, sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene, could that be possible? I'm gonna give it a shot. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet.
Take that!
Don't. I was too cocky. Not much. In no way does it resemble a bullet, if that helps your understanding of my last remark. Ugh. Counsel, at the very least I would expect the evidence you present to be the correct form. It's been a long day. Let's actually try to find this 3rd bullet before we attempt that again, Runo. I got too ahead of myself.
Hold it!
So if I've understood correctly, you need 2 pictures. A left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this! So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them? No. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well, and surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? Yeah, that's just a localization thing. In the original Japanese version, it was set in Japan, but obviously when those were brought over when they were Game Boy games, we still weren't really in an era of like translation and localization where like as many games allowed, you know, kind of Japanese settings as we do now. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Okay.
Hold it!
So let's write off Juror 3 for now. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it is nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? Oh my god, he is the doctor who operated on Sholmes. I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was the fellow's name now? Herlick? No. Herlock? No. Hairlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yeah, this man should be a witness, not a juror. Yes, good lord. It was that Hairlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques. I might add, it was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb and couldn't find the bullet anywhere. Hironosuke, I cut a scalpel out of my stomach, how strange. Oh no. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. Yeah, right, I didn't want to mention this earlier. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for the defense is correct. Ah, this photographic print. Okay, it did pass through Sholmes. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region. Then it exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Oh my god, Dig, I think he is about to tell us that. I think he is about to tell us that, Dig, oh no. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all? How did you get injured, Sholmes? What? What's the point? The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Yeah, exactly. Why would an experienced surgeon think there's a bullet inside if there was an exit wound? Which is exactly why I set about slicing him up. I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Could somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Yeah, people in this series can be incredibly stupid, but...
Objection!
Y'all want to talk it out? Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Ooh, a ballistics expert. Pittin. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. We did not see him get shot. We saw him lying on the ground with the wound. So, there is room up for debate on what actually happened there. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Vidlin. Pleased to meet you. This apparently contradiction in the facts is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along Mountain Road in freezing cold. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's also the possibility that it was in Sholmes, but he dug it out himself? I don't know. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was about to ask questions. Yeah, he's an idiot. He would have dug it out himself. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And the situation was very similar to what I hear today from Doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Oh. What? Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. But ice wouldn't have been in the shop, right? It made deep wound that just looks like bullet wound. Good gracious. Wait, there's something very similar myself, because it was me. Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. Huh. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Oh my god. Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in investigations. Sholmes! What, really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. Yeah, he just holds hydrochloric acid on his person. Sholmes, why are you wearing explosives on you? I'm gonna shake this man. The next time I see him, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders and shake him and ask him why. If I may, Lord Von Zieks, I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination. I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. It's not blood, it's a liquid. Maybe. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Oh, thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well, extremely unconventional during a summation examination. I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch! Oh man. You can definitely trust Von Zieks. I see. There is one broken and missing. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it? Look at that! One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded. So, that night, the bullet from the Scullion brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop. He breaks like 10 chalices each trial, very unlikely to break something else. Listen, he gets it all out. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of this case remain unaltered. Ugh. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Scalpel might still be in Sholmes, though. Duh. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy. Alright, we're gonna have to take a look at that pouch closer. Let me see. These glass vials are full of Hurley's homemade potions. Homemade? Yes, like fingerprint powder to show up where people have touched things. And scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object. Yeah, still only 2 bullets. That's amazing. They're all very easy to use. There's just one thing that you have to be careful of. They're all very flammable. Mr. Sholmes is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers. Can I look at the broken one specifically? This vial has been smashed to pieces. Presumably, this is where the bullet struck. As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in that vial, there would have been like a really big explosion. A big explosion! Well, Hurley's potions and chemicals are amazingly useful for the investigation work he does. But they're also quite tricky to handle. Safely, at least. They're very dangerous. Oh. I'm sure that when this vial broke, the chemical inside would have ignited. Note to self, always walk on the right-hand side of Sholmes in the future. The left is the danger zone. Let's see. Yeah, let's check out the bullet hole. It's really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken, look! This must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. Okay. Oh! The bullet's still here! What the? Iris, look! 3rd bullet! Can we get some pogs in the chat for a 3rd bullet? Let's fucking go! Behind where the broken vial was, do you see it? Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet! What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch! This is an amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night. We found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet! It's time to press that juror again, I think. How are they this blind? It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion, Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. No, she never flipped Sholmes. I would have loved to see that, though. She should have done that to him. It could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around, somehow. I'm sure of it. Alright. Alright. Imagine if she did if he was wearing those vials. Oh my god.
Hold it!
Okay. Let's go, let's go. Oh, there we go. I've pressed the wrong one. That explains it. Okay, come on. Yeah, Iris is about to tell us the gas she uses to distinguish blood is actually poisonous. Okay. 3rd bullet. Let's go. Oh, it's even its own one.
Take that!
Easy. Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Stop being racist! Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. Bet you wish you had looked. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to hospital, and since then it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say? I do. The shot fired by the Skulkin Brothers that night is right here. Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. You already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. Two guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Windibank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene, and until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Ugh. Ugh! Oh, the drama of it all. Order! 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 I don't know, we were there at the shop earlier that day, and it wasn't there at the time. So it had to have ended up there sometime between when we visited the shop and then when we came back at that night. While this summation examination review remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Oh boy. Poor Gregson, once again. Witnesses. Governor! Were you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination? Yeah, we do be running in circles. We was, Governor, we was! Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Gov? I didn't make nothing of nothing if I can help it. Is it one of yours? Gorblimey, Gov, gorblimey, not a chance! In that case, did you have an accomplice? Yeah, Judge just said continue the trial. What? What? Never! The Skulkin brothers work alone! It's just the 2 of us! That's our trademark! How soon we forget poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an head scratcher. Oh, gasp! Hey, Gerald, how are you doing? Counsel for the defense. Yes. I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen. You just got home? Aw, how was your day, Gerald? I hope you're not too tired out. I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. My instinct is it had nothing to do with them. I thought I'd ask you fun sakes for once, you bastard. I believe it has nothing to do with them. Nash, that's right! Yeah, nothing to do with us, Gov. We've established that 1 bullet was fired from each of the 2 guns already known to court. The logical conclusion, therefore, is that on the night in question at Mr. Windibank's pawnbrokery, there's another person present in possession of a 3rd firearm. That's the problem, is the burden of proof is on the defense, not the prosecution, which sucks. Whilst the brothers may have had nothing to do with the 3rd gun or the bullet fired from it, it's inconceivable that they had nothing to do with the 3rd man. Yes, the brothers were working with an accomplice who was carrying a gun. Yeah, which is a weird way to do it, but you know? I guess that is part of the whole, like, Japanese viewpoint of guilty until proven innocent. An accomplice, you say? Pig's wool. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there's been not a murmur of a 3rd man, if this apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. Oh boy. Do I have hard evidence? The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. And why not woman, Zeeks? Come on. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. Maybe Susato shot. And secondly, the identity of the spurious character. The Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel, I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. Response the prosecution demands, my lord, the defense is... I'm gonna just see what happens if I say I can't, because it seems like Ryunosuke was thinking that he can't. The defense is unable to complete a sentence, it would seem. Much less provide any credible answers here. Yes, it would appear so. Very well. This trial will now... Wait! Please! Good gracious, counsel. I have to keep the momentum going here. I can't give up now. This is just like scientific research, if you ask me. Oh boy, I was really hoping I could get out of proving this one. With the evidence I have. Sorry? When you start doubting yourself and thinking like you can't possibly work something out, you become blind. Even though in truth, the answer you're looking for is right there in front of you. The answer is right here in front of me. Okay, my lord. Actually, the defense would like to present answers to the questions posed by the prosecution. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. But your tongue-tied display will not go unpunished. Ugh. Now I should bit my tongue instead of speaking before I'd made up my mind. Would have hurt less. I want to keep that extra. I don't want to waste it on this. Shh. We cheated tonight. You know what? I'm impressed. This is the first case in the game where I've had to cheat. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, something to say, promises to be interesting. I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. Oh, yeah, I'd like to request the court bans the word Nipponese. Me too. In that case, counsel, I will ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene? My guess is it's the blood samples.
Take that!
The evidence is right here, in this portfolio. By Jove, the portfolio again, is it? Thank you for the thirsty redeem, Kobes. On the stretch, okay. There we go, I had a sip. And I will stretch, thank you. Oh, I didn't need that. Thank you so much, Kobes. Oh boy, dig. I have a feeling I know what you want, but I'll ask anyways. Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. More copium? Yeah, I deserve it after that cheat. Thank you for the channel points, Dig. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? I mean... God, wouldn't it be funny if it was this?
Take that!
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a bloodstain, my lord. A bloodstain. Green blood. Curious even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature? No, it was just from the Ocarina of Time, the Nintendo 64. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective! I have the picture of that blood in red! New invention, stop. Not yet appeared in the stories, stop. It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color. Different elements of people's blood. Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Ooh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom, stop. Very exciting, stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windibank. A striking blue. Yes, so you see, the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? Same, I was doing this without the permission of anyone. No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date which Mr. Windibank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? I would just turn this blood blue without telling anyone real quick. I mean, who's gonna stop her? Gregson? No. Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact. Yeah, he wouldn't dare. Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who's this alleged third intruder? I'm gonna make a guess here. Fucking Eggert. Makes sense? Cicero. The man's name is Eggert Benedict. Eggert Benedict? What on earth are you talking about, Counsel? He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbroker on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker. Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, sir. The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. Needless to say. Any music box discs, too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print on that fellow. Oh! Taken from one of his red-handed recorder gummonses. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windibank that morning. And you claim that this man is the brother's accomplice. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin? Never seen the geezer before in my life! On me life, Gov, on me life! Never seen him! Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence. I agree, we must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Oh boy. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Okay. Oh, jeez, okay. Yeah, maybe this is good save time. I think... Oh, I know, it's the disc. It has... The blood matches because he cut himself on it earlier in the day.
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibanks. Which is when the aforementioned Agard Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Very well. God, this JoJo-ass motherfucker. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. By being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a bloodstain is it? My assailant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty Foggerglone. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. I say, it's green. It's exactly the same color as the blood on the calendar. Did I say that? Whoops! Little misread. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Agard Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. So there was someone else there. Look at those two brothers now, they're sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? It's boiling in here. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Agard Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
Uh-oh. This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Well... I did the leggy! And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know, I mean, he's a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that. Oh, that is what it said. Whoops! Clearly, I'm getting a little tired. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' mention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. I can't believe they're actually addressing this. We literally joked about it. But what other choice did I have? I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief, what did you just say, young girl? And in a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right. Let's take advantage of the jury. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, what you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. After that shrewd presses of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. Sharpshooter Iris shot Sholmes, no! How could she? As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
No, no shooting Sholmes.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Phew. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, we have enough to keep going. 2 call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection!
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. Too bad. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. Sit down, Zeeks. Come on. I'm sorry, Lord Von Zeeks, but the outcome of the... Oh, man. Uh-oh. Oh. One second. My phone sure did disconnect for some reason. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let me recalibrate that. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. We are all good to go again. I'm sorry, Lord Von Zeeks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. Zeeks needs to retire after that. Yet temporary paralysis. This trial will continue. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, man. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? What do you mean? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false. Listen, I don't know how to say words. I've never had to say that one out loud before. I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch. Could I say something? Who? Who is that, please? Who spoke? Benedict Cumberbatch. It was me, my lord. Juror number 5? What have you to say, madam? If possible, Inspector. Me, ma'am. I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown. Is she gonna help us out somehow? Ah, right, yes. This one you mean? Of Mr. Benedict? Beatrill Coomer? Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say. You know this man? Yes, I know him. He's my brother. No. Good gracious. I just said that because they look alike. Could you imagine, though? Order! 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 Juror number 5, how on earth? I am a communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is, stop, also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Co-workers. A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. Yeah, half the jury has personal involvement with the case. What the heck? This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. Oh, are we being set up? I suppose we all imagine the accomplice will be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. Now there's definitely something else wrong. If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Von Zieks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Yeah, she was a juror last time too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she had the typewriter. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. As your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson. Yes, my lord. I should like to hear from you specifically about the events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Oh boy. Wow. Oh, to be continued. Oh my gosh. Okay, there is more to this trial after all. Not surprising, there's a lot happening here. So we will make a save file. And that is where we will call stream for tonight. Let's move back over to just chatting. Thank you everyone for coming by, for all the raids, for the follows, the resubs. I very much appreciate it. Alright, so thank you for the Thirsty Autumn Valley. Good to see you. I definitely need that. Oh, I can feel my voice kind of going out. It's hard. A really good part of me really wants to just keep going no matter how long stream gets. But I can feel my voice getting tired and I need to be able to read more for my stream with Freya tomorrow night because we are going to be continuing reading The House in Fata Morgana. So, I need to save some voice for that. Alright though, so I'm gonna take a quick look for people to raid. If you guys, as usual, have any suggestions on a raid message, I always love to hear your guys' suggestions. Oh, we could raid Nelly. Why not raid Nelly? She's still playing Xenogears and I want to watch her Xenogears stream, so I think we will raid her. Next week, same day, same time, we will be back again to hopefully finish off this case. I'm excited to see where it goes, see if we can finish it, and get our conclusion. I'm really looking forward to it. Today was a lot of fun. Alright, yes, I think we will raid Melly, because I love Melly. Let's see, any suggestions on raid message? If not, I can definitely come with that. Skulking into stream? I like that. Let me, you know, here. I'm gonna make a subbed version and a non-subber version. So there is the subbed, or the non-subbed raid message. And then for non-sub, or for subs, I am clearly tired, we'll do like that. So raid Meliora Yue, a fellow member of Prismaria who is playing Xenogears. Oh my god, skulking into stream raid with the Dan emote. Yes, go torture her about Dan, that that like 10-year-old in Xenogears with the thinning hairline. But once again, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I will be live again tomorrow night with the House in Fata Morgana with Freya Rabbit. We are nearing the like full climax of that story, so that's very exciting. Next week I will stream more Great Ace Attorney. And on Tuesday night, once again, I will be live with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I will also try and get my full schedule updated and ready to go on Twitter and the Prismaria Discord soon, so please keep an eye out on those if you would like to keep updated. Thank you guys so much for coming. So happy to have you here. Once again, thank you for everything. And I hope you guys all have a lovely night. Please have fun saying hi to Melly for me. Let's go see what she's up to. Thank you so much, and goodbye!